With 96 lives lost, the jury have been told they must decide the medical cause of death and time of death of each individual victim. And taking the disaster as a whole, must decide if what happened that day was unlawful killing. The victims' families watched as the coroner began what's expected to be 3 weeks of summing up. For the mother of Vicky and Sarah Hicks, both killed at Hillsborough, this was a significant step.
It's been a long 2 years, obviously, of evidence and everything else that's been told. So I'm just pleased we're now on the final stage. You know, it's the beginning of the end, if you like, and there's some kind of relief in that.
The jury must decide which factors caused or contributed to the disaster and if opportunities were lost to save lives. One question for them centres on the role of match commander David Duckenfield. The coroner asked, "Are you satisfied so that you are sure, and I emphasise the word sure, that those who died in the disaster were unlawfully killed? It is yes or no. To answer yes, you have to be sure that Chief Superintendent David Duckenfield, the match commander, was responsible for the manslaughter by gross negligence of those 96 people." Not long after these inquests began, back in 2014, the jury came here to Hillsborough to see the stadium for themselves. Of course, much of the layout has changed since the disaster, but they were able to effectively retrace the steps of the fans here at the Leppings Lane end of the ground. And now as we enter the end stage of these inquests, the coroner must take them back through what they've seen and heard across the many months of evidence. From the opening of the Leppings Lane exit gate to stadium design, from match planning to the emergency response and beyond, there are many questions for the jury to consider. The coroner said they'd heard moving and distressing evidence, but must put their emotions to one side. Peter Lane, 5 News.